Good evening. A little different greeting. Felt great out there. Had the lights on. Fans brought a lot of energy today. I'm just so appreciative of the support. Everybody's showing up. It adds a little extra something to our group and what we're doing in practice. Certainly, we had a bunch of pre-snap penalties. We gotta address that. We gotta make sure that whether it's the cadence, are we going early, whatever the thing is, we gotta talk through that. But it was very sloppy, so it's kind of like I'm real conflicted because I just feel so good about the amount of work we got, the speed of play, some of the really cool things that were executed on both sides of the ball and special teams as well. But penalties will hurt you, so but that's part of the fans being here and creating that extra energy, a little bit of that, that game day excitement that, might have gotten to some guys. So we needed that for sure, just to get a litmus test of where we're at because we'll be playing another game in about a week here. So, beyond that, I would say, protection-wise, we got to do better up front just in terms of just making sure we're getting our leverage, the quarterbacks making their plays on the run, which we know is going to happen. That happens when you have penalties early in the downs. Now we have to throw it a little bit to try to get half back, and now we make ourselves vulnerable. That's not the intent. That's not the heart of what we do. The heart of what we do is we're efficient on first and second down with our runs, our play actions. We have favorable third downs. And that formula works. It didn't show up all night, but we had a couple of drives where it did surface. So open to questions now?
It seemed like a lot of that pressure was coming from Clowney against the
Yeah.
right tackle. Is everything okay with Taylor? And can you just
Yeah.
address what you saw out of Clowney?
Yeah, just limiting Taylor, just making sure we take care of him and manage his reps. And then, of course, who's not excited to see Jadeveon Clowney? Disruptive was the word that I used early on when we got him, and he was ruining things for us a lot today. I love seeing the ones versus ones in this type of a setting to see really what we have, and I was pleased with the defensive performance, especially early on.
What did you think of Bryce's ability to get rid of the football?
Bryce did a great job of getting rid of it. He made some smart decisions. He managed a couple of kind of crazy plays out there, and I thought he did a good job of that. A couple of them, I think, dead in the water. Sometimes you get sacked, take care of the ball. We'll live with that play there. We'll try to see if we can get half back and punt and flip the field and trust that we can play good team football.
In general, how do you feel like Bryce played out there?
I would say good. Not great. I think that he definitely is going to be critical on himself on a couple of the plays. But I thought that when we had the protection and the concepts were there, he nailed it. And he was accurate just like we've seen all camp. And that was so exciting to see. I keep preaching finish, and that type of finish on the last drive, to see it all come together, I was really excited about the receivers. That's a pretty solid group of guys, different guys coming in and contributing, make plays. So that was great to see.
Why didn't Andy Dalton play today?
Andy's got a quad injury right now, and so we're just trying to get him back. I'm not sure exactly of the timeline. It's a couple of weeks, but we'll work him through it. And it was good for Jack Plummer to get out there, to get those reps. Started off that first possession, missed a couple of open guys just high. Part of the jitters, it's part of it. It's so good to just see him work through that, settle himself, and start making plays.
You are a week away from playing a game. What do you see these next few days before you get to next Thursday?
Yeah, I want to see us to continue to build up that physicality. I want to see more thudded up, situations from our linebackers and our DBs, just getting themselves game ready. I definitely want to see the operation to be better. That's inexcusable. That puts us way behind in different drives, and it really gives the opponent the advantage. So I really want to see us clean that up. We've been pretty clean in practice. I loved being in this setting again. I'll go back to it because just the lights, the people, whatever it is, that extra little bit of adrenaline, we have to be able to focus in those type of settings. So I'd like to see that going forward.
Coach, it looked like you shared a few nice moments with Dabo Sweeney. What were some of the messages you guys exchanged, and what was it like to hang out with him?
I just have such great admiration for him. I've just followed his career from afar. It was great to meet him for the first time, really today. They were gracious enough to open up their facility to us. Beautiful indoor practice facility, the locker room. They let us use their locker room, and just really made us feel at home. And really just to kind of see the culture of the different people and coaches that are involved with Clemson football, and to see the love and respect that just kind of emanates from this staff. And that it starts at the top. And certainly that's what I hope that we can build here, is to have that kind of culture where people come in and they feel seen and they feel respected. So it was great to just spend those couple of moments with him.
Did Andy hurt himself in Tuesday's practice, and how's that going to
Yeah.
impact preseason games with not wanting to give your starter, I guess, a lot of snaps.
Yeah, so Jack's going to play a lot, and then we're still working through getting another quarterback here for the time being while we don't have Andy.
Dave, you mentioned Bryce being able to kind of finish and put everything together on that
Yeah.
last drive. What was different on that drive maybe than the first one?
There was a big difference. Jadeveon Clowney wasn't out there, so that was a big one. We settled in. The pre-snap operation was smooth. It was clean. The plays were getting in time. And he had his opportunities, and he took advantage of it. So I think it was really just a matter of kind of just the ebb and flow of, I love seeing that also as a head coach, too, from the defensive side. Like, whoa, okay. Like, this is a serious group. So, but I think just the focus and his ability to just kind of stay constant, to stay consistent throughout the whole thing, and that's who Bryce is. So I was excited to see that.
We'll take a couple more.
Coach, did you think about doing any of the Clemson traditions, like running down the hill with the team? Was that ever a consideration?
Absolutely. I was like, shoot, man, if we're going to be here, let's no, absolutely not. But I did walk up the hill, and I did check out the rock. It's Death Valley in California, so I've been out there, and so it's kind of cool to have the full connection to be here. But just to feel this, definitely kind of like a bucket list deal for me to be in this stadium, to see the rock, and walk up the hill, come down it, and just kind of feel what that feels like. It's a special place.
Dave, Julius Peppers will go into the Hall of Fame on Saturday.
Yeah.
Is there anything that the team will get to do to kind of watch that, or what message do you want to kind of impart to them as that goes on?
Oh yeah, we'll be all over it. We're proud of the tradition, and just while we can't live on what happened in the past, we can definitely stand on the shoulders of these giants, and I got to sit in two seats in front of Dom Capers, who started this place and played all their home games here, and he started telling me about how they would do the walkthroughs on Saturday, get on the buses, they would bus down here, 2.5, 3 hours every home game, every Saturday, and get down here, spend the night, and he had some good stories about trying to get back to Charlotte with all the fans going back too. So it was really cool to just kind of feel all that. But for sure with Julius, all of our guys are really excited, especially some of our alums that are around who played with him.
Speaking of bus stories, any travel stories coming down here on the bus?
We got to keep some things in house. So, but we definitely had a great night in Clemson. It was fantastic.
Thank you, Coach.